Welcome back to the Survivor Girl podcast I'm here tonight with my co-host Becky Huey.
Hello everyone.
And we are here to talk about being survivors. This week we don't have a guest, it's just us, but every other week that's what we're doing. We are bringing on guests and it's just us tonight to talk more about our origin stories. So thank you guys for tuning in and joining in. And so first off,
we are not doctors. We are not trained professionals in any way. We're just two girls with mics, and we're not here to prescribe, diagnose, or in any way treat any condition anyone may have. We're just here to inspire.
Yeah, so thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Just want to let you guys know, yes, we are not licensed. We are not therapists. We are not any of those. We're just basically wanting to talk about our stories. And if you missed the episode 2, the full episode, or what we could preserve or whatever,
what was saved
is up on the podcast page, and it was with Crystal LaFay.
Yes.
And episode number 2 has just came back up. We finally were able to put that on. So if you guys get a chance to take a listen to that, it was quite an incredible story. She had a lot of stuff and a lot of things that she talked about that was very moving.
She did.
And she stayed after a little while too and talked with us after that. And
yes, she did.
She's quite incredible. An incredible lady.
I was going to say, and didn't she just share information recently about her mass?
Yeah. So if I want you guys to tune in, but part of her story about 6 months ago, she was talking about a brain tumor that had appeared, and there was hemorrhaging on her brain as well.
Yes.
And she has taken it. She decided to start taking care of herself in a different way, cutting out stress, changing up her diet, adding some CBD oil, all kinds of different things that she has done for herself. And after she was on our show, she posted pictures of the before and the after from the 25th, I think it was.
Yes.
And it went from the size of a quarter down to a size of a pea.
Wow.
So it is shrinking. The neurologists are just in shock. And she is continuing to keep on surviving and thriving. And I just the story I got choked up during the story.
Yes.
But I've known Crystal for quite a while now, and Becky is now just meeting her, and she's just an incredible person. So I just want to give her another shout out. And if you guys can go ahead and listen to that episode and share it. I mean, if you know somebody who's going through something, who needs something, that's what these stories are about. That's why we're here. We are here to share our experiences, so that if you're going through it, that you're able to get through and keep on thriving yourself. So
yes.
So one of the things that I wanted to talk about, I went and seen. Obviously, I seen Endgame. I'm not spoiling it. We've seen it.
We've seen it.
We didn't see it together, but we've seen it. And Captain Marvel.
Yes.
As well. So there is a part that I want to kind of spoil about Captain Marvel. In part of the movie, she is talking about how all of her life she has been told that she needs to control her emotions.
Yes.
And I never identified with a superhero so much, because throughout my life, I have heard that I need to also control my emotions.
Yes.
I've had it to where in an eval at work, I was told that I need to control my emotions, that I'm too emotional. And I'm finally to the point in my life, and I don't know if anybody else has gone through this, but I'm finally to the point in my life where I'm just like, you know what? This is me. I feel everything, and and I'm not ashamed of that. I used to be. We all grew up with our parents being like, if you're going to cry, go cry in your room. Or if you're going to go, if you're going to get emotional, go do that. And go somewhere else. Go,
No,
not
see,
everybody.
I didn't have
not
that.
everybody,
but yeah, from your experience, you did.
Unfortunately, I did. But but there was also, I don't want you guys to take that my parents aren't good parents, because they are.
Right.
But so anyway, I grew up with having to check my emotions a lot. So I started to kind of feel bad about that, about crying, about, crying in front of people, about letting those emotions fly. And now I'm just like, you know what? If I'm feeling it and I'm feeling it that strongly, I'm letting it go. And I really hope that, people are starting to understand that with themselves and just let it go. If you keep it bottled up, especially someone like me, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be pretty in the end. It's okay to have a good cry. It's okay to feel everything like that. We grow up in being told that, too much emotion, too much this, or how you feel, but that's how we are. That's how we're made.
Yes.
So for me, I've been wanting to do a live video, and I might eventually still do the live video, but I kind of wanted to touch base on this because I'm not embarrassed anymore to be feeling everything that I'm supposed to be.
That's great.
And I think that's part of having second chances, or even if you haven't, when you finally can become okay with yourself and okay with being able to feel the emotions and everything, do it, just start, embrace who you are. And that's a very hard lesson.
It is.
That
it really is.
Extremely hard lesson. And I'd like to say that I learned that. I am now 38. I'd like to say that I learned that really early on, but I didn't.
No.
Unfortunately, I did not. And I'd like to say that I learned that before tragedy hit in my life, but I really didn't.
But you didn't, yeah.
So I guess part of what I like to talk about is, just embrace who you are. Unless you're a sociopath, and
maybe you don't want to embrace that.
Maybe not so much there. Yeah. But I mean, be who you are. Be real. Stop apologizing. That's another hard lesson that I'm learning.
That one is really hard.
I say sorry so much.
Yes.
And I'm trying to learn how not to say sorry. Because I feel like the things that have happened to me in life I shouldn't have to apologize for anymore.
Right.
I'm learning how to accept those and how to keep on thriving, So it's hard. It's not an easy thing to do. It's really not.
Change is never easy.
No. Especially when you're stubborn. So I'm emotional, stubborn, one-track mind, and set, like, I will not be moved on things. So that's kind of like a recipe for... Yeah. Awesomeness. We'll say that.
Yes.
We'll say
that. Yes. Awesomeness. Yes. You need to feel your feelings and then just kind of let them out.
So we got a couple things happening in chat, and Tony says, "Hey guys, always tuning in, excited for the show today." Derek says, "Be you no matter what," and Tony also says, "You are a badass, Heather. Emotional. You're meant to be for us to be."
You're supposed to use them in a healthy manner.
I can't see. I didn't bring my glasses. See, this is me being me, guys.
And he told us to not, spaz out or anything. Right. And he can't even type today.
And once you learn how to use them, they are all you. Much love and respect. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that. Glad you guys are all tuning in, giving a shout out. Everybody who listens and comments in the chat, we appreciate that.
We really do.
Survivor Girl is still blowing up. We got a lot of people that are liking, subscribing, sharing. We're putting positive posts up every day. Another thing that me and Becky have been trying to do is when we see some of our friends on Facebook kind of struggling and going through a tough time, we send a private message or a picture of Survivor Girl quote, to try to help get through. And I mean, that's just something that we want to band together and make sure, that when we have the chance to check on people, make sure everybody's doing good. I know it's not easy, especially when you feel like you're alone. I'm fortunate. We're fortunate enough to
have an amazing tribe.
Exactly. So if you're going through a tough time, I'm hoping and I'm praying that those graphics are helping, or the positive videos or anything that we're posting. I mean, that's what we're here for. That's one of the whole reasons why we started this.
Well, I was looking on the insights earlier today, and I have to say that over the last month, we've reached 3,000 plus
people. That's amazing. Thank you guys.
Yes.
Thank you guys for looking and checking it out and sharing us. I mean, it's crazy. We've got 460 likes on Facebook alone.
Yes.
And 459 of you are following. Yes. I don't know who that one person is,
but
that's okay.
You need to.
Thank you for liking us.
Yes.
You don't have to follow us.
No.
It's all right. We've got some other crazy stuff going. We've got highly offensive hoodies.
Yes.
Roxanne and Cindy are making us actually Survivor Girl hoodies.
Yes.
And I'm seeing if there's a like for those. If anybody else might be interested, they might be able to make orders for you guys.
Yes.
So
and we've decided that the hoodies are going to be something that we wear when we're out doing something for Survivor Girl.
Right.
So we'll be able to be found easily.
Right, because we want to do more live videos.
Yes.
We've been asked to do a live broadcast at a couple different places, and we want to do that. We want to reach out. We want to be part of the community.
We are seriously considering about expanding to 3 Sundays a month.
We are. So if you
and
guys,
maybe even bringing some guys on to tell their Survivor stories.
Yeah, we have been talking about that because it's not just women that survive.
Yes.
And we have a lot of male listeners.
We do have a lot of male listeners.
Thank you guys.
We have 3 because Jeremy catches us every once in a while.
Yeah, yeah, he does. Yeah, Jeremy likes to tune in, and he's got a lot of positive wisdom and stuff.
He does.
And I can't thank you guys enough. Like, we can't thank you enough.
No, it is an incredible journey so far, and we're
I don't want to spoil anything, but there's more to come, guys.
There is, yes.
We've got some more stuff in the works, so
we really do.
Stay tuned and keep on following and sharing, because we really want to be able to reach out to as many people as possible. So, I'm not trying to shameless plug here, but if you want to invite your friends to like Survivor Girl, please do, because there's a story for, I think, everybody. And like I said, with having another guest come on in between the times that you and I are telling our stories, I mean, I'm excited about that.
Yes, and our whole goal was to inspire at least one person.
Yeah.
And I think we've actually done at least one.
At least.
I think we need to up that goal.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a message from I don't want to say her name, but she messaged into the Survivor Girl podcast page, and she said, "Thank you for what you ladies are doing, because now I feel like I'm not alone."
Right, exactly.
There's my emotions.
There's your emotions.
I'm thankful for that. I mean, it's the whole idea behind it. The whole idea behind Survivor Girl was, yes, we've survived. Yes, I've survived things. But that's not. Oh, I'm good. That's not the main reason behind it. I mean,
she said she's good.
I don't need to dry my tears yet. I'm gonna let them babies flow. Apparently, they help my skin. That's what I'm told.
Yeah. So. Yeah. And your eyes.
Right. Exactly. And Tony says 3 episodes a month. Wow. That is that's awesome. I want to say amazing.
Awesome. Amazing. Awesome.
So thanks, guys. We're going to check into it, and we are still talking about doing the nomination of Thriving Survivor. We're working on the details for that.
Yeah, we're still ironing out the details.
We are looking for somebody who would be interested in doing photography for it. Mm-hmm. And we're looking into some different things that we're able to add into these packages that you can win for being nominated as a Thriving Survivor. So stay tuned for that as well. We also want to thank Stone Cottage Farms.
Yes.
Farm, because they tune in, they support us, they share and everything, and I want to say thank you for that. Like, it's just it's been incredible, guys.
It has.
And we want to continue.
And we've only just begun.
So I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about the emotional thing. I probably will continue to do some episodes or some live stream videos, as Becky will as well.
Yes.
And like I said, we're moving forward.
We are.
We've got more things in the works, and I think we're both really incredibly thankful and grateful for this blessing.
Yes.
So.
Yep.
So so we have got some stuff we got to talk about tonight.
We really do. And
I know it's not easy topics.
No.
It's not easy at all, but this is part of what we signed up for.
It is.
So
and even though I was in the bathroom and hiding,
she was. See, I do my emotions in front of people. Becky's like, I'm out.
Peace out, guys. I'll see you later.
See you guys.
And I probably would have actually gotten the car had I not taken off my shoes when I got here.
Well, you're still here, and you've decided to stay and to tell this story.
Well, it's because it's a story that needs to be told, and if it was easy, then everybody would do it.
Right. Exactly.
And we're not everybody.
We're not.
We're tenacious.
We are.
Yes.
5 foot nothing and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We are
And
tenacious.
stubborn.
That is another describing word I would
Yeah.
use.
Yeah.
For sure.
So tonight's story is not going to be easy, but it has to be told.
Right. So if you're ready to start.
Nope.
All right. So
but I will start anyway. As I've mentioned before, I'm an army brat, so we move around a lot.
Right.
And when I was 12, we moved down to Kentucky, Fort Knox, and it was hard to get started at first, but I was able to do 6th through 9th grade there, and a couple things happened when we were in Kentucky that literally changed my life and the way that I look at things forever.
Mm-hmm.
Had my first true puppy love.
Right.
And that's pretty much what I'm going to be talking about tonight.
Okay.
It's kind of hard, and I'm not going to be naming any names because the person that I'm talking about now has a family.
Okay.
And he has a family of pretty much all girls.
Yeah.
He's got the start of a basketball team.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's happily married, and so names don't need to be given. But it was my first relationship, and you're 13. You've got those emotions running wild. You think you're an adult, but sadly,
you are nowhere near.
You're nowhere near being an adult. And peer pressure is a very real thing.
It is.
It is.
For sure.
And so you're curious, you explore, and you think you love, and you love deeply. And you may think it, but it really isn't.
You're really just learning. You're really just growing up and starting to try to find out who you are.
Exactly.
So adding that on top of it is very confusing.
It is very confusing. So basically what I'm dancing around is when I turned 14, I was still in the relationship with Mr. X.
Yeah.
And Mr. X started pressuring me. Come on, Becky, let's have sex. Everybody's doing it.
Right.
All of the couples are doing it. And for the longest time, I resisted. I resisted and said, no.
Right.
I'm not doing that. That's no. But you can only hear a question so many times.
Before you feel that pressure.
Before you really start to feel that pressure.
Right.
And you cave in.
Yeah. And it's okay to say no. But it's very hard when you're that age.
Yes. And especially when you're 5 foot whatever.
Right.
And the guy you're dating is 6'1" and 200 pounds.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's a big difference there.
It really is. Yeah. And finally, it was just too much to me. And for lack of a better word, I was date raped because I gave in.
Right.
I got tired of saying no. I mean, you can only say it so many times.
Right. And that's with everything, anything. But yeah, that's definitely.
And the problem with that is you don't really think of it as rape. You really don't.
Right.
But it is.
It's so confusing at that time.
It is. And your body betrays you because, oh my gosh, it feels good.
Right.
And so
yeah,
you're not ready to make those decisions. So first thing I'm going to say is relationships should wait.
Yeah.
You really do need to just be friends until you're out of high school. At least.
And I know every parent wishes that their kid would not come home and be like, "Yeah, I'm dating somebody. I got a boyfriend. I got a girlfriend."
Well, you see, that's the problem there. Well, see, and I never told my parents that I was dating him. We were just really close friends.
See.
And Mom got hip. She's like, Becky, you do not kiss really close friends like you were kissing Mr. X.
Right.
And you're like, oh, you saw that.
Yeah.
And yeah. But
yeah.
so
myself, I'm a parent by default because Adam has
you're
children.
a parent.
But I mean, before that though, I could only imagine what the nightmare that my mom went through too,
Yeah.
because she was constantly worried. Because I was boy crazy too. But I'll let you finish or keep going
Yeah.
with your
So,
story.
okay, I had an open relationship with my parents. I could tell them anything,
Right.
but I didn't tell them about this
Right.
because I was ashamed.
Yeah.
I
At
was
that age, yeah.
so ashamed of what was going on. And the relationship lasted into spring.
Mm-hmm.
We had sex multiple times.
Right.
And the only kind of birth control we used was him pulling out.
Right.
Long about spring, I was missing periods, but still not really telling anybody anything.
Right.
Finally, he moved off base, went to a different school, and we broke up just because stress, pressure, me not having a periods. I wasn't telling anybody about the periods.
Did you tell him about that too, or not him either?
No,
No.
he didn't know about that either.
Right.
Stayed the night at a friend's house, and I finally got a period.
Wow.
It
But
was a miscarriage.
It was a miscarriage.
Mm-hmm. And I'm so very thankful for Miss M
Yeah.
because she walked me through it. She got me through it.
Wow.
We went to a hospital off base, got taken care of.
Right.
But the worst part is the person who I loved, didn't know I was going through any of this.
Yeah.
And he drove the knife in further because he started harassing me.
Wow.
Calling me up and telling me that I was trash, a piece of shit, no good, a slut, or
And all this time you're going through this by yourself.
yes,
And then he's just
adding
on.
fuel to the fire.
Oh my gosh.
Didn't realize that he was also protecting me from everybody else who was wanting to jab a knife into my back because I was a size 12. So I wasn't little, but I was little.
Right.
And I was very well developed.
Right.
For a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
And so anytime I would walk into a room, the guys would start mooing.
Jeez. Oh my gosh.
Right, exactly. Over something I had no control over.
Yeah. So you get so self-conscious from that stuff. It's so crazy. It starts at such a young age.
You really do. Anyway, so the miscarriage was kind of the last straw.
Yeah.
I decided I was going to take things into my own hands.
Okay.
Woke up one morning, went downstairs and wrote a note to my mother telling her I wasn't coming home.
Wow.
Took a razor blade and found a quiet, peaceful location because I wanted the pain to stop.
Right. If you want to take a minute, I can go to chat here.
Yeah.
So Dawn said, thank you both, Heather and Becky. You're both awesome. Thank you for including me in your tribe. And you're welcome, Dawn. Tony said, proud of you, Becky, for telling your story. Big hugs. And Derek said, thank you for being so brave, Becky. I can't even imagine to be at that point at such, not only at such a young age, but at any point in your life.
Yeah.
I mean, that's scary.
It really is. But we can say that I didn't go through with it.
You're right. You're still here.
And
I'm glad. I'm glad to know you.
There's a specific reason why I didn't go through with it.
Okay.
I went to the location. I was going into a field.
Mm-hmm.
And I had everything laid out in front of me. And the razor blade came up missing. It was there, and then it wasn't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Just like that.
So you weren't supposed to. You weren't supposed to go anywhere.
No.
I mean, wow. And you were 14 still at this age.
Yes.
When this happened.
Yes.
Did Mom ever find that note?
Oh yeah. Yeah. When the razor blade came up missing, I'm just like, well, I guess this isn't the way that I'm supposed to go.
Yeah.
So I packed everything back up, threw what was left of the kits away, and I walked to school like nothing happened.
Wow.
But on my walk to the school, I decided right then and there that no guy or female was ever going to make me feel that way again. I left it on the hill with the razor blade because I'm assuming it's still there somewhere.
Probably, yeah.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
I can see why this was.
And I went to class.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, over the PA, we hear, I think the teacher was Mrs. Hamilton.
Yeah.
Mrs. Hamilton, is Rebecca Huey in class right now? And she says, yeah, she is. Well, could you send her down to the office, please? My mother, who loved me enough, and I found out later, around the same age, she had bullying happening to her, and she wanted the same out that I tried to take.
Wow.
So they got me the help that I needed.
Good. Yeah.
And unfortunately, I was still stuck in the same school district because, we didn't have school of choice back then. Right. And I was able to make it through the middle school and then start my freshman year of high school. And then Dad was retired from the military and we moved here to Caro. So, but yeah, so people ask me now, well, you hear people talking about you when you go into places and stuff. Yeah. Obviously, because of the lymphedema, I'm not, I stand out. And they're like, don't you hear what the people say? And it's like, I do hear it, but it doesn't bother me. And the reason it doesn't bother me is because I have no business knowing what other people think of me.
And that probably is the best way to think about something like that.
Yep.
Really, because if not, it's going to eat us up.
It is.
And I feel so bad for today's kids, too, because I know when we were younger, I mean, you were talking about how we've been, treated and the things that you go through with the bullying. And I've heard so many horror stories about our school district here.
Yes.
And it scares me because, and I had taken the mental first aid class. Mm-hmm. And upon doing that, I learned that at 10 years old, kids are already starting to get depressed, 9 and 10 years old, and even wanting to commit suicide. I mean, and it scares me.
And not only that, but even in this district, there has been several that have actually done, and taken their lives.
It's so heartbreaking, and I can't imagine even, like you had said, you didn't really say anything to your parents about this until you wrote that note.
Until I wrote the note saying I wasn't coming home.
All of these kids that don't say anything. Yeah. And then I can't even begin to imagine to be that parent that loses their child too, and not have a clue that even any of that's going on. I mean, it's so scary. It's heartbreaking. And there is a page actually on Facebook. It's against bullying. Somebody I went to school with actually had made up that page, and ironically, had apologized to me for being a bully when I was in school.
Wow.
Yeah, so she's trying to help out, and the page is there for kids to. Yeah. I'll go ahead and link that on our Survivor Girl page once I can after the show. There are hotlines. There are people that you can call, and I know it's not easy.
It isn't. But every suicide attempt is a cry for help. Yeah, it really is.
It's a Stop Bullying in Caro, Michigan, and everywhere is the name of the group. The name of the group. We'll go ahead and share that on the Survivor Girl podcast page, and go ahead. And it's not just for kids; it's for parents too. Yes. They've been doing a lot of different things and reaching out. I know at one point she organized to have people come in and put notes and stuff on the sidewalk with sidewalk chalk about "You're good enough," "You're beautiful," "Today's a new day," "Don't give up," and I think that's incredible, and I hope that she does some more stuff like that. Yes. I know she's got things going on in her life as well, but it's a good group to check out and join on Facebook.
Yes. And can you imagine if this would have happened in today's age and time? There would have been no way to get away from it with Facebook,
Yeah.
Instagram, Snapchat.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's crazy. I've seen so many different stories of like teenagers that have been through uh the bullying where they've had pictures taken of them after not even knowing because they went to a party and they had drink and they were passed out and things had happened to them. And this I know that there's another show on Netflix that's called 13 Reasons Why, and that is a
Yes.
very tough show to try
That
to get
was a
through.
very tough show to watch.
But there was an actual, another girl that went through the same thing, and I just, I can't imagine being at the end of your rope there. I mean, and for you to share your story, thank you.
It wasn't easy.
No, I know. I can't even begin to imagine. Luckily, I went through a lot of bullying in school too.
Yes.
Being 5'1", like you like you said, I've always been since like the age of 5. I've been overweight, and I was always like I was always a bigger girl. Like no size 12. Like I passed that going,
Right.
I passed that. But and with the last name of Edgington, you get told Edgington and all these different things, and then you get it from some of your family members. And that's hurtful. Like,
Yes.
I had somebody that was notorious for, well, if you lost weight, you'd have more boyfriends.
I
Really?
was notorious for that too.
What kind of message are you trying to send? Like, what?
Yes,
How
girls,
about-
boyfriends are not the end all be all.
No.
If you can't love yourself and take yourself on dates and treat yourself well,
Yeah.
you have no business in bringing anybody else into it.
Right. You really do have to love yourself first. And that was
Yeah.
another lesson that was super hard to learn. I was, like I said, I had mentioned earlier, my mom, she was scared because I was boy crazy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was kind of nuts when I was younger. Unfortunately, I mean, my mom to the point where at one point she was threatening to send me to Florida where my dad lived because she just couldn't take it anymore. And because I confused love. I confused sex with love. I didn't care about myself because I
Yeah.
thought that that's what that meant, because being overweight and at that age, like I thought I had to prove something because my aunt had made that comment. Not my good aunt, if you're listening. my absolute favorite aunt. But anyway, the thing is that was a message that really struck deep to me. Because then I started to act out on it. I was having sex and mistaking that for love. And honestly, now, now that I'm older and I know the difference, I wish I wouldn't have done that. I wish I wouldn't have acted that way because, now I'm in a stable relationship, and I look back and I'm like, man, I really don't want to have those questions.
Yeah.
What are your numbers? No, we're not talking about that. Like
No.
that's, but I'm a different person now, and with those kind of consequences, you like you said, you get forced. You get asked over and over, and depending on where you're at in your life and if you're strong enough to continue to say no, or or you just succumb to that pressure. I had it, I had it happen. I had somebody that was very close to my same last name, so people thought we were already related.
Oh boy.
And it was one of my friend's foster brothers, and he had showed up, and knowing my reputation at the time, I guess, tried to force himself on me. And unfortunately, at the time, my mom was outside, and I decided that doing something else was better than getting raped.
Yeah.
And so I actually had talked to my school sweetheart, my first puppy love, and I talked to him and I told him what had happened, and he actually called my mom. And I didn't know it. I had no idea that he had called because I was embarrassed, and I thought, well, because I did that, who's going to believe that, it was because I was feeling forced, that
Yeah.
because I did that.
Yeah.
And I really, it was hurtful, like, to myself to even think of myself for doing something like that. And so he told my mom about what happened, and I was in school, same thing.
Yeah.
Only it was the cops that were there at the school. It wasn't my mom. She had actually gotten a hold of one of the cops that I knew ever since I was really little.
Yeah.
And I knew they were there. I got called down. I was questioned. And, in school, to be questioned by cops, everybody wants to know what's going on.
What's going on, yes.
And I don't want to talk about that to anybody.
Because
that's embarrassing. Like, now that I look back, but so pretty much I had this friend in school that was always always with me. She was a bit more fearless about things. She didn't care. Like, this guy was like 6'2". She didn't care. Like, she seen him, and after that had happened, like, he was so much coming at me about everything, calling me a whore, yelling it. We'd be uptown, and he'd be like, "You're nothing but a whore. You're this, you're that." And one day, like, I think she's just a little bit taller than me. I never seen a 6'2" guy cry in my entire life, because she said, "If you don't leave her alone, you're gonna be missing some parts." And, like, she literally, like, just started going psycho and yelling at him in his face. And so, I mean, you go through those things, and then you get you start to heal from it, and then you start to trust again.
Yes.
And then it happens again. Sometimes. Not always.
Not always.
But sometimes.
The statistics I found, 1 in 6 women are raped.
Yeah. And it's not just women.
It isn't.
And there's a stigma against that too.
Yes.
And I was talking with someone not too long ago. I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know the statistics on that, but I was talking with her.
And it really doesn't share those statistics, because I was looking specifically
for that as well. And they don't talk about it that much, and it's sad.
No.
It's scary that it's
I think it's
so
because
many.
that whole your body betrays you.
Yeah. That was another part of the conversation that I was having, and we have a guest that's also going to be coming on and talking about a lot of these topics, and a lot of the things, her movement that she's done to make the awareness and to help people out. And it's been crazy. Like, we keep on getting messages and people that want to join us. I'm thankful for that. Like,
yes.
Thank you guys. We want to make more time for people to come on and talk about these subjects, these topics. I mean, they're not easy, but I mean, it's crazy. Did you have more stuff to go with that?
I just have one more statistic, and that's every 92 seconds someone is being raped. Wow. So in the course of a 1-hour podcast, that is 39 rapes, with the 40th starting.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
It is. It's mind-blowing.
So you're not alone.
You're not alone.
Again. And I'm thankful for survivors. I'm thankful for everybody that's still thriving and everything that still that stood up and is continuing to keep on going forward. You're not alone.
You're not alone.
As scary as that even is to say that you're not alone, because it's happening so much.
And find somebody you can trust.
Yeah.
And tell them your story.
Yeah. Because at times when this kind of thing happens, like I said, and like you had said, you get ashamed of it.
You do.
Because you're, like you also said, your body betrays you.
Yes. And if it wouldn't have been for the being called down to the office and them getting me the help that I needed, I might not be as strong as I am today. Yeah. But like I said, nobody was going to make me feel that way again. It ended on that hill.
And that is a powerful message, people.
It is.
At some point, I mean, and like I said before, you don't have to go through something to make yourself start believing in yourself. But I think a lot of these things that are happening in the things that you go on in our lives is what does definitely make us stronger. So, I mean, it's there's some more stuff going on in the chat, so I'm going to go ahead and turn to that really quick here.
Yes.
And I got to get a little bit closer because I forgot my glasses. Tony says, there's nothing wrong with cultivating a serious friendship. If you can't stand the person on a day-to-day basis as a friend, Why would you ever have an intimate relationship with them? And that is a very good point. I think sometimes we're just so excited about being in love and loving the idea of love that
Yes.
we rush into quickly, and in the end we sit there and go, okay, what was I doing? What was I thinking? And then you're kind of sitting there going, now what do I do? Now
Yeah.
what? You know.
Yeah.
And also Tony hashtagged and said, "Stay in your lane." Absolutely, that is one of my absolute favorite sayings, quotes, whatever. Stay in your
Yes.
own lane.
Yes.
You know, too many times too many times that happens. And Sasha said, "Wait, Tony, did you just use a hashtag?" Sorry, girls, sending my love. The sound is so loud, it's very hard for me to listen. Hopefully the recording will sound better than the live. All right, thank you for letting us know. We
Yes,
appreciate that.
Sasha, thank you for letting us know.
We are still working through. We are episode number 3. We are still working through the new process of the Survivor or the YouTube channel. The difference that they have made from the other podcasts that I'm on and produce. So we're still working around that, and we appreciate you guys for sitting in and being patient with us.
And letting us
we
know
will
when things aren't perfect.
So we're glad that you are tuning in, talking on the chat. We are going to we're recording every episode.
Yes.
So please continue to be patient with us as we are working through these technical difficulties.
We learn the process.
And we learn the process.
Yes.
And we will continue to get the other episode up and running, and we'll have that available as we continue to work through all of the process that we're going through here. So
yes.
So I mean, there's all kinds of different things that I'd like to continue to look up for numbers that you guys can reach. There's the suicide hotline. There's all kinds of other different ones too.
In real process though, I've already saved and shared the Stop Bullying in Carol
thank
link.
Thank you.
Because our amazing executive producer sent it.
Oh, perfect.
Via Facebook, and
awesome.
I was able to just go doop doop.
You guys are right on it.
It's up on the Survivor Girl
page
right now.
Very cool. And also, the producer is getting the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. The number is 1-800-273-8255, and that's available 24 hours. There's also an online chat. So if you look up the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, you can get on there and chat with somebody as well. So that's available, and also the Stop Bullying page. Go ahead and that as well.
Yes.
Just because at so many times in these dark hours, you feel like you're alone.
And if you're one of those people who really don't want to call a national hotline, call a friend.
Yeah.
Call somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody you love and you trust.
Or if that's another thing on the other flip side of the coin. If you have somebody that's just stuck in your mind, if you have somebody who you can't stop thinking about for whatever reason, reach out.
Check on them.
There's a reason for
There's
that.
A
reach
reason
out to
in
them.
Your mind, yes.
If you see, sometimes we I think we miss a lot of those cues.
Yes.
We're human. We are human,
yes.
and that's going to happen. But if you have somebody that is constantly on your mind, reach out to them. Just ask if they want to go out for coffee. Just say hi. Send a funny gift, something.
Yes.
I mean, whatever. It's just we never know who needs that. And the practicing of smiling, no matter what kind of mood you're in.
Yes.
It's not easy. It's not always easy. But if you can smile at somebody, you never know if that's just what they needed that day.
Yes.
So it's definitely a tough subject.
It really is.
There's also, he's pulling up these links for me because we have an awesome producer. So
yes.
I'm thankful for that. I'm not sure exactly which one. Treating trauma and counseling today. Treating trauma. So that's on ctcounseling.org. So you can check that out too. And that's another thing. While we're on the topic of counseling, there's always been that stigma too of not, when you're in counseling, what are people going to think? What are people going to know? What are they going to say to me if they know that I'm struggling mentally or whatever? Yes. At that point in your life, if you if you really feel that you can go and you can commit to doing, having counseling or whatever, that's going to help you regardless. And chances are
Yes.
that person that you're worried about saying something to you is also in counseling. You never know.
You never know.
We don't know what's going on in home lives with other people.
No.
We really don't. And
And
I've
chances
been,
are they're going through something
yeah.
because everybody has luggage.
Oh, yeah. They also have it to where you can email and leave your name and stuff as well, and they can reply back to you. I mean, there's all kinds of different stuff, guys, that you can check out, and help is out there. Help is definitely out there. There's parent-child relationship problems, treatment tools for reunification and counseling, managing resistant clients, grieving everyday losses. Sorry, he had his hand in the way, so I couldn't read everything. So yeah, there's all kinds of different stuff out there, guys. Don't be afraid to reach out.
Yes.
Really. I mean, and I'm even trained in mental first aid as well. So I am certified for that. I'm not a counselor, obviously not a therapist. I deal with my own stuff on a daily basis.
Yes.
I've been in therapy since I was like 15, off and on throughout my life. So I'm real. I've had a lot of things that have happened in my life and had to navigate. And I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not ashamed to admit that. Yes, I'm live right now.
Yes, you are live.
And I am not ashamed to admit that I have had counseling throughout my life.
So have I.
I'm not ashamed of that.
Started at 14 and has been on and off ever since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I do have that certification. If you reach out, I'm not going to be able to give you professional advice, obviously, but maybe I can help, or I can relay the message to some of our other people that are behind the scenes here at Survivor Girl Podcast.
Yes.
And maybe we can help direct you.
Yes.
So please be patient with us if you do it that way. Because we definitely are in full force and we definitely are busy people.
Yes.
But we do have time to be able to stop and try to help figure it out.
I have 2 ears and strong shoulders.
That you do.
Yes, I do.
That you do. And I have big tears. I've been there.
I think we've both proved that we have big tears.
Yeah.
But we're not afraid to show those.
No, absolutely not. I'm glad I'm past that.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm past that. And I'm glad that I'm at that point where I'm working on not saying sorry all the time.
Yes.
Trying to change that up. There's things that happen.
Yeah.
And we're, like I said before, we're human.
We are.
We all go through something.
And I think the biggest thing is it's okay to say, I'm not okay.
Yeah. It is okay to say that.
It is.
And I think we missed that too.
Yes. How many times did you ask me if I was okay today?
Several, because I pick up on that stuff.
And how many times did I say, nope, not okay?
Yeah, you admitted it. You said you weren't, and I respected that.
Yes.
But I'm also in that mode of, if you got to talk about it, I'm right here.
Yeah,
exactly. I don't always have great advice.
No,
I don't always have advice, to be honest, but I do have ears to listen and a shoulder as well.
Yes.
And sometimes just having somebody to talk to you about the same thing that they're going through and you can relate is a huge step in the right direction. So, it's okay. It's okay to go and get help. It's okay if you have to spend time at a hospital for yourself. It's okay to take time, because we're in such a high-paced world and we are constantly on the go and filling our lives full of so many things that sometimes you just need a break. Yeah. And it's okay to admit that, and it's okay to get help.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's all right.
Nobody is going to think you're not weak if you don't ask for help.
Yeah. I'd rather have somebody talk to me about it and have help in order to help guide them in the right direction,
Yeah.
So, and I know that's not easy. It's not easy to admit that, but it's okay to admit that.
Yes.
So I mean, it's been quite a heartfelt episode.
Oh, yeah.
We've admitted things that we probably never imagined that we would admit to the world.
Right. I've never told the whole story in one succinct telling.
Yeah. And you're brave. You're a very brave soul. You don't think
human.
so?
Nope. I'm human.
Yeah. No heroes, no
No
nothing.
heroes.
Just
Nope. I don't wear a cape. I just take care of me.
and that's the best thing you can do. And sometimes that was another thing that we've been talking about lately is self-care.
Yes.
It's okay to take that time. Like one of my big things that I like is going and taking a bath,
Yes.
painting my nails, doing the whole thing. And that's not everybody does that, but when I'm going through some tough times and because I'm always going at full tilt and I need a minute, it's okay. Like, or going and sitting by the river, the ocean, or not ocean, the lake. I've never been to the ocean, honestly. But being able to do those things,
Yeah.
like a reset button, and that's another great thing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
One of the things that I do is I just try to quiet my mind by meditation.
Yeah. Oh, meditation's awesome.
Yes.
It's very good.
Yes.
Exercise.
Exercise.
I like exercise. What's the one that you introduced me into?
Body Groove.
Body Groove.
Yes.
If you guys haven't checked that out, check it out.
Yes.
I can't help but smile. I can't dance.
By Misty Tripoli. And no, I can't dance either, but I can move.
I like that. There's another one called Pound where you actually use
Yes.
drumsticks, and that is pretty awesome too. A lot of fun. Like we always look at those kind of things as chores sometimes, but for me, that's kind of my reset, So
Yeah.
there's all kinds of different things that you can do. Coloring.
Yeah. Coloring. Yes, that's a good one. Coming from the hooker, crocheting and knitting.
Becky is a hooker.
Yes, I'm a hooker.
You've heard it. Heard it here, folks. See, I can't talk.
I was going to say, but
I'm
they heard
emotional.
it. They heard it on Don't Make This Weird first.
Also, yes.
Yes.
The Don't Make This Weird podcast is a totally
Yes.
different kind of podcast than
Yes.
this. We talk about a lot of nerdy stuff.
Yes.
So we are produced by Strange Friends Media. We're also supposed to be re-aired on solidstateradio.net, guys.
Yes.
I don't know what time, don't know what date. These episodes are being archived and on
Yes.
YouTube, so you can listen to them. You can share these with other people. If you think the stories that we've talked about today might touch somebody that you know
Yes.
that needs to hear something, please share us.
Or should we plug that other Strange Friends Media podcast?
Which one?
The funny one.
Oh, yeah. If you guys need a laugh,
Yeah.
that's another good way.
Yes, laughing is great to do some self-care. And so we also, in the same platform, have Mitch's Fake Radio.
Yes, guys. Mitch's Faked Radio. It is
One
not
man
PG-13.
show, mini voices,
Yes.
not PG-13,
But it's
but a
hilarious.
guarantee laugh.
So go ahead and check that out, too. Mitch's Fake Radio. He is on YouTube also. He's got 11
Yes.
episodes.
11 episodes.
There's 89 episodes of the Don't Make This
Yes.
Weird podcast, which I'm also on, guys.
Yes.
Shameless plug here.
Shameless plug time.
But keep on paying attention to the Survivor Girl Facebook page. We are also on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. I'm working on... What's the other one where you pin stuff? Pinterest. I'm working on that also.
Yes.
There's so much social media stuff these
There
days, guys. But if
is.
you follow it, cool, glad, happy.
Yes.
Go ahead and follow us.
And if you know somebody who needs one of our memes,
Yeah.
send us a message. We will be happy to reach out and send them a little
Yeah.
inspiration.
Yeah.
Oh, and we have to talk about the other thing that I'm working on.
What are you working on?
You remember?
My brain
You don't
is-
remember me
no.
taking and making up little motivational cards
Oh, yeah.
that I'm going to start leaving
Yeah.
places that I go. So hopefully to inspire and just uplift.
See,
It's
I'm
not-
passing it on.
It's
Uplift.
contagious. Oh, crap.
Uplift people. Yeah.
Yes, so-
Those are awesome too. So if you guys catch those,
Yes.
you can either hold on to it or pass it out. Pass it along.
Yes.
Let
Give it to
people know.
somebody you need. One of the things that I like to do is I like to go through McDonald's drive-through and buy somebody's coffee.
Yeah.
So when I do that, I'm going to be saying, hey, could you give this to the person who just got their coffee
Yeah.
purchased?
Pass it on, guys.
Pass it on. So
Yeah, I'd like to see that happen. And I mean, that's awesome. It's a good feeling to be able to do that. And we don't, one of my favorite sayings is like, when you do something like that, the ones that are genuine, they don't really say much about it. But with this, we
Yes.
want to be able to share the quotes and the inspirational stuff. So if you don't mind me talking a little bit before we end the show, I do want to bring up your dad.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but
No, okay.
but
Go ahead.
the only reason I say this is Becky has got his heart. And when I was going through some tough stuff, he had handed me a card that was a hug thing, and I still carry it to
Yes.
this day. And it's pretty much like a hug is one of the easiest things to give. Or
Yes.
give.
Yes.
And I carry that with me because it was one of the coolest things. And
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sharing it with anybody because
No.
it means something to me.
Yes.
But she's kind of doing the same thing with these quotes and stuff, and that's
Yes.
I really like that a lot, and I hope that you guys will see them out and about, and that you can
Yes.
share them and everything. So
Well, you know, in the world that we live in, we need more random acts of kindness.
we do.
We really do.
We do. And another one of the things I like to do in the morning too is to, and you do it. She messages me every morning. Today's a great
Yes.
day, sis.
Yes.
Today is a great day. So if you guys can remember to tell yourself and start out with one positive thing in the morning.
Well, I was going to say another self-care thing I do is I actually sat down and I wrote 10 truths.
Yeah.
Yes. And my truths are something simple like I have an amazing smile.
Yeah.
I have beautiful eyes. And I go through my 10 truths every morning when I wake up and every evening before I go to bed. But I have to let you guys know what my 10th truth is.
What's your 10th truth?
I have survived 100% of my worst days.
Awesome.
And I know you guys can too.
Absolutely. So remember, guys.
Don't be bitter, be better.
And also, life is best lived.